review, and I'm just going to get right into it, guys, because I got a lot of shit to cover, and so I want to get through it fairly quickly so this is not like a 15-minute video. So for Raw this week, we had Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out to address the C Nation, and Paul Heyman says for the Undertaker fans, they got to see Brock Lesnar defeat the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. For fans of The Rock, they got to see Brock Lesnar beat him badly, and the same for Hulk Hogan fans. And if Hulk Hogan had fought Lesnar again, there would be no birthday celebration for Hulk Hogan, is what Paul Heyman said. And then he said for John Cena fans, they won't want to miss SummerSlam because it will be the last they ever see of John Cena. And then Paul Heyman goes on and admits Brock Lesnar lost to John Cena at Extreme Rules in 2012, but that Brock Lesnar was still recovering from his injury in the UFC, and that Brock Lesnar was only 50%, and he said, imagine what 100% Brock Lesnar could do to John Cena at SummerSlam. And then Paul Heyman had some pretty good rhymes to John Cena. I mean, he was kind of rhyming and doing his fugonomics to John Cena, which I thought was kind of funny. So all in all, good promo by Paul Heyman to start off Raw. Paul Heyman has always been a beast at promos. This one was no different. Again, another good promo by Paul Heyman to start off Raw. Then we had Corporate Kane come out as Corporate Kane and tell Roman Reigns that he is in a 2-on-1 match. So we had up next we had Ryback versus Roman Reigns, and Curtis Axel and Ryback get disqualified because they try to beat down Roman Reigns only to get disqualified by the referee because they were beating on him too much. And then Roman Reigns recovered, did his 5 moves of doom, I guess now, because I guess people are calling him like the next John Cena because he did his kick to them on the ringside, did his Samoan drop, his Superman punch, and then the spear. I mean, it was an okay match, I guess, to start off Raw. I mean, I didn't really care too much about it, but it was okay. Anyway, so Roman Reigns got the best of the match after they beat him down. And then Renee Young interviewed Roman Reigns after the match and asks if he's ready to face Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And then Roman Reigns gives a typical babyface response. It was kind of, I mean, I didn't really care for his response. I mean, it did what it needed to do, but it was just a typical babyface response, pretty much. So, nothing really too flashy there. Then we had Rob Van Dam versus Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins wins. It was a pretty decent match for Raw. And afterwards, Dean Ambrose pops out of a Hulk Hogan present and has a small brawl with Seth Rollins before Seth Rollins retreats, and then Dean Ambrose gets on the mic and says that Seth Rollins won't be able to run away at SummerSlam because their match is a lumberjack match. So after I heard that, a lumberjack match? I mean, these two could have a hell of a lot better match than a lumberjack match, but it could be good. I don't know. I never really have cared really much for lumberjack matches. I don't know. Then we had Stephanie McMahon come out, and she has Daniel Bryan's physical therapist, some girl named Megan, come to the ring, and then Megan, the physical therapist, tells everyone that she is having an affair with Daniel Bryan, and then Brie Bella comes out, and Stephanie mocks Brie Bella, saying about how John Cena has cheated. Sorry, I totally fucked that up. That Daniel Bryan cheated on her and all this stuff, and then Brie tackles Stephanie, and then they have a cat fight until Brie puts Stephanie in the yes lock, and then WWE officials pull them apart, and then Stephanie says they aren't waiting till SummerSlam, they will finish this tonight. Pretty good segment here. I kind of figured that with the last Raw, I mean, the past couple of Raws, Stephanie and Brie have been in the main event, which has actually been pretty cool, I think, that two divas have been in the main event, because that has not happened in years. But I figured that with the last Raw before SummerSlam, that they were going to make Brock Lesnar and John Cena the main attraction, which it was supposed to be, because that's the fight of the summer, they keep on calling it. So, I wasn't really too surprised that this was not in the main event. And then we had Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. Jack Swagger wins by submission. A good back-and-forth match. And then after the match, Lana and Rusev interrupt Coulter and Jack Swagger and Rusev. Swagger and then Jack Swagger and Rusev wave their flags. Rusev was waving the Russian flag. Swagger was waving the USA flag, and they were just having a stare-off. Which was good. I mean, they didn't really need to have a big promos or something. Nothing. I mean, they've been doing that for weeks, so I was totally fine by this, and a good match between Swagger and Cesaro. And then next we had a one-on-one interview of Bray Wyatt and Y2J with Michael Cole. But during the interview, Bray Wyatt dismisses Michael Cole, tells him he can go away. And then Bray Wyatt, I mean, I wasn't really too impressed with his promo this time. Usually I like Bray Wyatt's promos, but sometimes his promos just make absolutely no sense to me. And I just don't really care about him. I find him kind of lame. Like this one where he was saying about how he, I guess, was sad to be born, or I don't know. I mean, it was just really bizarre. And he's saying about how he's the eater of worlds, and I mean, it really did not make any sense to me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys liked it. I didn't really care for his promo this time. But they both talk up their match for SummerSlam. But to me, it was kind of lame. I didn't really care for it. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't care for it. I don't know what you guys thought of it. And then we had AJ versus Eva Marie. AJ loses by Paige distracting her, which was dumb. I think that AJ should have just laid waste to Eva Marie. I think she should have just beat her down. I don't know. I mean, the match was terrible. Eva Marie wins by like a roll-up pin because Paige distracted AJ. It was stupid. And then Paige starts rhyming like Paul Heyman and doing like a poem saying she will take back her Divas title at SummerSlam. And then AJ attacks Eva Marie after the match. And then we had next John Cena actually do a pretty good promo. John Cena responds to Brock Lesnar. So he comes out and he mocks Paul Heyman at the beginning by because like Paul Heyman is always saying my client Brock Lesnar and all that. Well, John Cena was mocking Paul Heyman by saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Cena and all that. It was kind of funny. And then John Cena says he will not lose to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He will not lay down for Brock Lesnar because he does not deserve to be a champion. And then John Cena calls him a bully, selfish, uncaring. And then John Cena actually teased being a heel because he was saying about how fans like to cheer him, they like to boo him. They've chanted, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, etc., etc. And then he was saying that, like, every week, some people will say, will he ever turn heel? Will he ever get rid of his stupid hat? Will he ever get rid of his stupid shirt, his wristbands, and all that? So John Cena was teasing being a heel. He said, like he was saying, people wondering each week when he will turn. So he was teasing being a heel, and he said, to beat a beast, you have to be a beast. So you have to be a monster to face a monster at SummerSlam. And so we will see a different John Cena at SummerSlam and all this. So pretty much we're going to see like a ruthless aggression John Cena. And then Cena says if the ring is Brock Lesnar's house, then Cena is the intruder and Brock Lesnar should try and kick him out. And then he taunts Brock Lesnar. He taunts him to come out. Brock Lesnar doesn't come out. John Cena taunts them and says he will be the conqueror at SummerSlam. All in all, very good promo by John Cena for once. Usually John Cena's just clowning around, he's being stupid and all that. This time he had a few good funny jokes, and he was being serious. I mean, I liked that. I actually liked his promo. I thought it was well done. And I thought it was funny when he told Brock Lesnar to take his middle finger, which I thought was kind of funny. But all in all, good promo by John Cena to help build this feud. And then Brie Bella comes out again, expecting to fight Stephanie, and then Steph comes out and says Megan, the therapist, is charging Brie with assault, and then the police, and then these two police, probably the same ones, or the same kind of thing that happened to Stephanie where she got arrested. Two policemen came, handcuffed Brie, read her rights, and then took her to the Portland jail. And so I thought that was also a pretty good segment. And Stephanie had said that if Brie can post bail by SummerSlam, that she will see her at SummerSlam and fight. They are gonna fight. And then we had Dolph Ziggler versus Heath Slater, and with Intercontinental Champion The Miz on commentary. And I gotta say, it was weird seeing Dolph Ziggler wearing The Miz's t-shirt. That to me was just a little bizarre. I was like, why is Dolph Ziggler wearing The Miz's t-shirt? I mean, these two are feuding. It really did not make any sense to me. Anyway, Heath Slater wins by countout after Dolph Ziggler is busy brawling with The Miz outside the ring. And so he gets counted out, and then Dolph Ziggler gives the zigzag to Heath Slater after the match. And then next we had a pretty good match again. We had Randy Orton versus Sheamus, and another good back and forth match. And there was a nice RKO spot where Randy Orton gave an RKO to Sheamus flying off the top rope. I mean, it was really cool. Sheamus jumped off the rope, and then Randy Orton caught him in midair with an RKO. It was a good spot, and Randy Orton won the match. Pretty good match. And then we had Hulk Hogan's birthday celebration, and they have Mean Gene Oakland and Neidhart, I think it's his name, I can't remember. Show Hogan a video package dedicating Hogan, and then Hogan says thanks to the WWE Universe, the wrestlers and divas, etc. And of course he plugs the WWE Network, reminding us that it was $9.99 a month. And then Ric Flair, Mr. Wonderful, Roddy Piper, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall of the NWO come out to celebrate with Hulk Hogan. And then Hulk Hogan reveals he's wearing a NWO shirt. And they all and then Kevin Nash and all of them start to sing Happy Birthday to Hulk Hogan when Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman interrupt. And then Brock Lesnar gets in all the legends' faces, like he gets in Roddy Piper's face, he gets in Ric Flair's face, he stares down Kevin Nash, and then him and Hulk Hogan stare each other down, and then and then Lesnar gets in Hogan's face and says, "Party's over, Grandpa." And then John Cena comes to the ring, stares down Lesnar, and then Lesnar retreats. Pretty good segment. I just wish they would have brawled a little though. I mean, I know we can't expect like a full fight between Cena and Lesnar, but what they could have done was they could have just started punching and brawling in the ring, and then Brock Lesnar retreats, and then John Cena looks strong going into SummerSlam, which he already kind of did, and then we all know Brock Lesnar will win at SummerSlam. They could have gone that route, but I mean, I guess they just wanted to do it this way, but it was still a pretty good segment. It was good seeing Hulk Hogan celebrating his birthday on Raw. It was pretty cool to see that. So all in all, for a go-home show for Raw, heading to SummerSlam, it was pretty good. It helped to build SummerSlam even more. There was good promos by Paul Heyman and John Cena. There was good matches like Randy Orton versus Sheamus, Swagger versus Cesaro, Seth Rollins versus RVD. And it was good, and Hulk Hogan's birthday segment was pretty good. And for 1 week of Raw, Damian Sandow did not get buried on Raw for once, which was also kind of nice. And yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. Let me know what you guys think of Raw this week. I gotta get going on this video here because I'll be cut off here soon. But either way, let me know what you guys think of Raw. Did you like it? Did you not? And yeah, guys, I will be giving a SummerSlam preview and predictions on Friday or Saturday, and then of course on Sunday I will give my SummerSlam review And maybe this Friday I'll also give a SmackDown review. Alright guys, I'll see you later.